Okay, so one thing about learning a language is if you don't use it, then you're gonna lose it. So you study, you don't use it, and then you lose it. So why don't we focus on the using part more instead of studying? Because trust me, you will get there eventually. And if you don't use it, you will forget about them. So why don't we emphasize the using part? Okay, welcome back. I'm Casey. So in today's video, we are going to talk about language. And before that, why don't we define what is a language first? What are the functions of a language? So here's the language. Don't mess with me. Look at my face, huge. Okay, so first thing comes to mind is communications. Easy, plain and simple. You want to communicate with other people. Second, to express yourself. I want to complain about my ex. I want to complain about my family. I want to say I miss this person so much. What you need language. Yes, it's easy, right? And by the way, sometimes music is also considered as a language as well. Sometimes you cannot even express what your feelings, your thoughts, but you have to use music as a tool to express yourself. So that's second. Now, third. What is the opposite of expressions? To input, to learn things. Yes, we need language to learn stuff. And if English is the only language that you know, then guess what? You better study more languages. Because you can see the world from different perspectives, from different languages. You may wonder, why don't Japanese people pronounce that much or use subject like I? They just say tabemasu, tabeteru, iku. They only use verb. Why? Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? Because there are many concepts don't exist in English, and that is why you need to study them. For example, if you have seen my last video with Chihiro, she said someone looks like a monkey. By the way, if you're in another country and you use monkey to describe a person, then guess what? You're racist. But hey, if it's in Asian context, if it's in Japanese culture, what is monkey means? According to Chihiro, what's that? Someone who likes to have sex all the time. What's that? It means energetic, agile. That's what monkey represent in the Asian culture. By the way, you know this anime, this cartoon, Dragon Ball Z, Goku? This character, Goku, was based off this famous Chinese novel, A Journey to the West, The Monkey King. You see? In the Chinese culture and Japanese culture, monkey means what? Means energetic. You're Genki. That's what it means. But if you're gonna use that in another cultural perspective, then guess what? You're racist. So it is always good to learn different languages and cultures. It expands your mind. For example, another example here. There's this group called Eskimo in Canada. They have like 22 words to describe snow. Wow. And also in yoga language, there are many different vocabularies to describe different state of consciousness. But in English, only consciousness. Only one word to describe it all. Right? So learning to input, to learn stuff, that's the third function of a language. And there's still more. For example, it helps us to organize our thoughts. Right? Anyway, so here's my tips. Focus on here and not the grammars, vocabularies, spellings, all those, because trust me, you will get there. Those technical part, spellings, grammars, how to write a kanji, all those, don't focus on this finger. Focus on what this finger is pointing at, the culture behind the language that you want to learn, which is the motivation, the reason why you want to learn. For example, communicate. I want to talk to Asian girls. I love Japanese girls. That's one motivation, right? Communication. You want to use the language more, because trust me, even when you have mastered the language today, after a couple years of not using it, you will eventually forget about maybe 30% or maybe 40% of the stuff that you have already learned. Look at my English. Japanese culture, what his monkey means, was based off this. I think there was one point in my life my English was really good, but because I don't use it that often now, so my English language ability has decreased a lot. But hey, I find my motivation to keep learning English and also Japanese. I want to watch Japanese anime with the subtitles. What is Japanese anime? That's the culture of the language, Japanese, that you want to learn. So find that reason first before you learn all the technical parts, grammars, spellings, or the tenses, because even if you get there, you will forget them eventually. And that is my point. Always find the reason, find the motivation first before you say, okay, I'm gonna study this language or that language. And thank you. Huge.